I'm Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have kind of a different kind of art journaling process for you. If you've watched a previous video, I received some supplies from Arteza, and part of those supplies were 2 watercolor journals. They come in 2 packs and they are humongous, 8.3 inches by 11.7, and I have never had any this size, which is exciting and a little bit intimidating. And the paper is 2-sided, so it has a smooth side and then a textured side. I love that it comes in a 2-pack because I think when you're working in art journals, a lot of times you work in multiple journals at one time. And my idea for this journal was to create kind of a relaxation journal, some really simple techniques that I can do just when I want to do art, but what I really want to do is really relax. And so I'm going to make this kind of an inspiration journal, a quotation journal, just a place where I can do some simple things. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm using some of the gouache colors that I got. It's part of the 60 color set from Arteza that I received, and I'm using all of these that are in the same kind of family, and I'm going to do just some really simple watercolor. It's not going to take on any form, just some simple watercolor in the background, and then try to letter out a quote for some little relaxation time during this very hectic summer. So I thought I'd turn on the camera and show you guys my plan, and then maybe revisit this and show you some more techniques that I'm learning that are just kind of calming painting techniques. I'll put you on fast forward and we'll get going. As I start to get prepped here, I just want to say I feel like so many people are intimidated by art journaling. They think that you have to have an art degree or have taken a bunch of art classes. And the truth is you don't. Art journaling isn't always about the final product. It's about the process. Any creative endeavor is about that. It's what you feel when you're doing the art. And yes, you want to, you have the desire to make a beautiful product in the end, but it's not about that. There's no right or wrong way, especially in art journaling, to do your process. And so I just highly encourage you to just give some things a try. Don't feel like you have to do something perfectly before you can even try it. You can see I kind of squeezed out some of my gouache paint over here. This is just a deviled egg holder that I bought from a local grocery store that I think holds my paint really well. And what I'm doing here is I'm wetting down the page a pretty good amount. I'm using one of my nicer watercolor brushes so that it can hold as much water as possible, and I'm also watering down my gouache. Gouache is an interesting paint. It's kind of a mix between acrylic and watercolor, and today I'm going to try to use it more as watercolor. And you can see when you put it on the page, it kind of starts bleeding out when it's already wet, and I think that is one of the most fun things about this calming. I had some nice music going on and just watching the colors bleed into each other. And again, there wasn't a right or wrong way to do it. I just started plopping colors on the page using as much water as possible because this is actually a watercolor album, so it could take a lot of water. And so I just went for it and used tons of water and let it kind of move around the page and watch as the paints mix and work their way into each other. And it was very serene, just a really fun process to do. And I'll be quiet now and let you kind of watch it happen. There's a lot of paint on the page. I decide I'm going to just close it, and I'm going to transfer paint from one page to another just by closing it, pressing. I'm using a paper towel. Some of it kind of leaked off the edges, so a little bit of cleanup because, like I said, there was a lot of water going on. and opening it, and oh my goodness, it was so cool. I kind of just wanted to leave it like that, but I thought I'm just gonna play with water. And so this is just me adding just water, watching it run again, and adding some more texture and layers. It was fun to just kind of play with the color. I was tempted to just leave the page as is because I kind of liked all the cool textures that were created when I smushed the pages together, but I ended up deciding to add a little bit of collage. I have these two Jaden Davenport girls from one of her napkin collage pieces that I cut out. I removed the back layer from them, and I'm just going to use my Liquitex matte gel medium to put them here on the page with the napkin technique. They kind of simply melt into the page, and I really like that they're going to look kind of like they are in conversation. After I dried the matte gel medium, I decided to add my quote, and I like that these two girls are in conversation, and I'm gonna write out my quote in pencil first. And I love this quote: "You are enough, some days you are too much," because that's how I feel like this summer is. Some days it's just too much, and some days my mood has been crazy recently, and so I love the quote, "You are enough." It's something I try to tell myself all the time, and then I think my husband might silently add, "Some days you are too much." So adding this at the bottom, I didn't want to cover up all of the pretty art, the mixture and the texture up top, so I decided just to keep the quote here on the bottom, writing it out in pencil, and then I will trace over it with some black micron pen. I love that these two ladies look like they are in conversation, and that the first one on the left is saying "you are enough," and the second one is saying "some days you are too much," because I kind of imagine sisters saying that to one another under their breath. After I finish tracing this, I'm going to add one last touch with that hot pink gouache paint and call my layout done. A good amount of water to this pink over here, and then I'm going to splatter it across the page just for a hint of that hot pink to add a little bit more depth. And what I do is I come back in with my mini mister and spray out some of those dots. They were a little harsh at first, so I kind of wanted the same movement feel on them, so I'm going to spray them out, adding a little water, and then I let this stay open to dry naturally. I had some curling because I left it open so long, but then once I've closed it now, the pages have gone back. This was such a relaxing project. It was easy, simple, straightforward. I highly suggest picking up an art journal and just using it to play and to relax and to try some different techniques. It's a fun way to spend your time, and it's a really calming way, and I'm looking forward to continuing this project. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button. I hope you have a fantastic, calming day, and as always, keep it creative.